Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our monthly webinar here at Transfer Express. This month we are going to be talking about what is my printing cost. Hopefully help you price out some jobs that you might have in the upcoming future, help you read the price guides if that's something you're struggling with, to show you a couple tricks as far as gang sheeting goes and everything. So greatly appreciate everyone joining us here today, and hoping to get you a little bit more educated here in these next 20-25 minutes with this great webinar that we have here. So hi Freddie, how you doing? Mike, good to have you. We do have Sue and Mike playing the Wizard of Oz behind the curtains. I'll be answering any questions that you have. You can go ahead and put those right in the chat. As I see them come in, I'll try to get to them as well. But if I don't answer it, Sue and Mike will get you an immediate answer right there in the chat. So got a lot of people pouring in, so good to have y'all. And let's go ahead and get started here. So again, we're going to talk about the importance of cost in your pricing, reading the Transfer Express price lists, how to get instant quotes, optimize your gang sheets using the Gangji Calculator, and the image resizer, and go ahead and compare your number costs if you're printing out jerseys, team leagues, with our number calculator. So great little tool. Looking forward to getting to that. So cost-based pricing. Cost-based pricing is the easiest way to calculate what a product should be priced at. This appears in two forms, which is the full cost pricing and the direct cost pricing. Full cost pricing takes into consideration both variable fixed cost and a percentage markup. Direct cost pricing is variable cost plus a percentage markup. Cost plus pricing is a pricing method used by companies to maximize their profits. So if you're not using that method, maybe after we're done here today, you might switch on over to that. So the cost-based pricing is basically your printing costs plus your shirt costs times a markup, and that's what equals your selling price. Now, you also want to build in your overhead costs, various formulas if you want to add that into the price for your utilities. If you are working out of a storefront, what your rent might be. Add a little bit into each job to help you cover the rent payment for the month, and also the shipping of your garments and transfers. So per example, if you were doing, let's say, a one color easy print transfer, just going on a basic Gildan shirt, let's say ballpark, you're in about $2 for the shirt, but maybe add $1 for shipping. So maybe $3 for the shirt. 100 one color transfers, easy print is, I believe, $1.58. So let's round that up to $2, again, to take into the shipping cost of transfers. So you're at about $5. And then again, if you want to add in your utilities, rent, shipping, maybe another $1 for that. So let's call it $6. What you could do is take that cost and then times it by 2. Double it. So you're looking to sell those garments that you're printing there at $12 a pop for those t-shirts, making $6 profit on the garment that you're decorating. So again, what I recommend to people is honestly know your market. Basic, one color print, you got to know what your customers, get to know your customers and what they'll pay for it. Now, I'm not going there and saying to rip off your customers, but if they're going to pay a little bit more than $12, maybe you charge them $15. It's just you got to know your market, kind of what they're decorating for, whether it be a fundraiser, a league, whatever it might be, and kind of also base it around there. So yes, Deb, the slides will be available after the webinar. So if you do need to be in and out, this whole presentation will be available after. So we'll get that to you. So again, on that, again, just, kind of take your cost. Again, we said about $6 times 2, $12, and that's what you can go ahead and sell your garments for. So next slide here is our printing cost published price grids. So again, these are available online to search pricing. if you've purchased our marketing kit or got a sample pack from us in the mail or at a recent trade show, you should have an actual physical copy of this pricing guide. And what it is basically kind of, you can see here, I quoted a 100-piece one color easy print job, so I was right on that price. It's right here, that $1.58 per sheet. So you can set up a sheet price based on how many of that sheet you're ordering and the number of ink colors on each sheet. So again, our pricing goes, the more you do, the less expensive it is per sheet. And then the more colors you do, you are paying per color. Great news for you all joining us. There is no price increase in 2019. So these are going to be the prices all next year as well. So you don't need to make any adjustments. We are not up in the prices here. Now keep in mind it is sheet pricing. So, and we'll get to gang sheets here in a couple slides, but this is all sheet pricing. So it doesn't matter if there's one image on that sheet or if there's 20 images on that sheet. What you're looking at in these price grids is a sheet price. So again, keep that in mind. Always, gang up your sheets. And again, I know we're coming up to that in a couple slides, so I'll refrain from that for now because I can get carried away on that. So give me a couple slides to get carried away. But easy prints pricing, which is up here, that is, again, if you're using our fonts in clip arts or our layouts, designing in our online Easy View Designer. Easy Prints Plus is if you are sending us a file, someone designed something in Corel, Adobe, whatever it might be. Maybe you're doing shirts for your local Ford dealership, car dealerships, whatever it might be. That would be, what we call a custom logo, which is an Easy Prints Plus pricing. Yes, there is a minimum. The minimum order is 5 sheets. I see that question over there. The minimum order for the screen print and transfers is a 5 sheet. Again, also, there's no art charges. So what you see is the price per sheet. There's no screen setup fees, anything like that. So anything that you see here, again, I'll use our one color easy print example as a $1.58 per sheet. And actually, I'll go down here to our plus pricing. If we did a one color, $1.83 per sheet. It's pretty cool that we're not, we don't charge you any time to, you could send us something that was designed on a cocktail napkin. Or someone came up with a great idea in the airport for a shirt, drew it on a cocktail napkin. You could actually just scan that right to us, and we're not going to charge any additional fees to get that art print ready. I know of a couple customers. We actually have some schools that do a contest every year for their field day shirt, and they have kids actually hand draw the logo for what they're going to be using on their field day shirts. They go ahead and get that into us, and again, we're charging you no extra to get that print ready, but you do pay that Easy Prints Plus pricing. So just hope we kind of covered there what the difference is about those. So again, no art charges and no price increase in 2019. So if you have this updated price guide, you are good to go. And again, if you don't, it is available online. Just search for pricing. Do you see some questions coming in here? I see Sue and Mike doing their job of answering them, which is great. Sam, thanks for answering that question. 11 1/4 by 14 is the sheet size. We are hiring here at Transfer Express, Sam, if you want to come join our team. Price calculators. We also have the price calculators right on the website. This kind of tells you how to get to them. Pretty easy to find. Follow these instructions. The help center right at the top, right next to where you'd be logged in, your business name kind of up top there. And then all the way down here is you'll see calculators, and it's got all the different types of calculators that we have. So the first one we have is the screen print transfer price calculator. So it will tell you if you put in the number of sheets you need, if you don't have that price grid, the physical copy of it, or you didn't get to that part of the pricing on the website, you'd actually come here to this calculator. There's a link right here, and right now we have 100 sheets of one color in goof-proof ink, and it is a plus order. So again, that is someone sending us their own artwork, something they designed in Corel or Adobe, and we put in here. If you hit calculate, it'll give you all your info here. So again, it gives me my sheet pricing info. we just looked at it. Kind of a good example is $1.83 per sheet for 100. So my total cost is going to be $183. Now keep in mind that calculator, excuse me, does not include shipping. So again, depending on the amount of shirts you're doing, to add into your cost to make a little bit of profit is always to account for shipping. So maybe add 50 cents to what you're charging to get that shipping paid for. Because again, this calculator price is not showing the shipping costs. So you do pay the $183 per sheet times 100, $183 plus shipping, which varies anywhere. I would say a good ballpark for shipping is anywhere from $15 to $20, and that is via FedEx ground or using our Speedy Air service. And again, our transfers are 2-day ships to anywhere in the U.S. So that'll give you a good ballpark on what your shipping costs will be. Our digital transfers, our CAD prints, those are full color options. I think I saw a question about full color presentations. So our digital CAD print calculator here, those are the transfers that are priced per piece per square inch. So you kind of see here, I have selected our soft opaque transfer with the outline, the standard white outline that comes around it. I put in 50 images, and my image is going to be 5 by 5, perfect square image there. So once I hit calculate again, it'll give me my price of $2.25 per piece and $112.50 total. So again, these CAD prints are priced per piece per square inch. And then if you are able to get to this calculator, if you put in how big your image is going to be, it'll calculate right up for them, so you don't got to do the square inch math in your head. In that price guide, there is the what the cost is per square inch, so you can do it that way. But this is a nice little easy tool that we have for you, where you just put in the size. You could even ballpark it a little bit, but not to get your price. But know that if your image does change in inches, in width or in height, that will adjust. It could vary what the price will be. So it might go up or down depending. If you're ballparking it at 5 by 5, but it's in reality it's 5 by 6, your cost will go up. So you always, when you're putting that price in, or that size in, you want to be as accurate as possible, because if you do change that square inch, your price might change a little bit. So always be as accurate as possible when you're quoting out your digital CAD print transfers there. Okay. You can optimize your cost with gang sheets. I'm going to kind of go in detail. I really do love talking about gang sheets here. So what is a gang sheet? Screen print and transfer sheet that you can fill with multiple images. Again, we had the question earlier, but that Sam answered. But the sheet size is 11.25 by 14 for our Plastisol ink screen print and transfers. If you're using our AquaTrue water-based transfers, that's actually a 12 by 19 sheet size. And the digital transfers, again, those are priced per piece per square inch, so there is no gang sheeting on that. So when again, for the digital transfers per piece per square inch, so no gang sheets on those. But any of our screen printing transfers, whether it be goof-proof, hot split, ElastiPrint, glitter, pearl, those are 11.25 by 14 sheets, and you can gang as many images on there as you can, because you are paying for the sheet, again, not the amount of images that are on the sheet. So always maximize your sheet space. You're going to hear me say maximize your sheet space about 20 times within the next 2 or 3 slides here. So we'll kind of show you a couple examples here. So you want to set up your sheet and don't leave free space. And I'm actually looking here. We kind of left some in this middle logo. We kind of left some free space here. So I might have been able to fit actually a couple more shirt tags in this area here and in this area here. But I'm going to start with this logo on the left. So we kind of have a Ides of March hockey tournament. This would be something cool to put on the front of the shirt, or even the full back. You have the menor with the hockey puck. This could be one logo or it could be 2 logos. So you could actually, chop that off, maybe do that as a left chest, do the hockey with the hockey stick down the sleeve, and then do this image as a full back. So you've just knocked out on one sheet, you've knocked out 3 different placements on the shirt that you could be selling to your customer, and you're just paying the one sheet cost. So again, when you're doing your costs, you could charge per placement on the shirt, where in all reality, it's not costing you any additional money to do that. We have what's called single image gang sheets or multi-image gang sheets. These are all kind of multi-image gang sheets here, but a same image gang sheets, if you're just doing the same left chest logo over and over again, you could just fill up your 11 1/4 sheet space by that. This Washington Hoops logo, like I said, we did leave a couple blank spaces here, but we have maybe we're doing a basketball tournament or the local high school basketball teams spirit shirts or warm-up shirts. And what a lot of people do, and a great recommendation, kind of a free marketing for you, is kind of a lot of the companies now are making those rip away. If they're not screen printing or transferring the tag into the shirt, they're making the rip away paper tags. So you could take your Gildan or Port Authority shirts, whatever it might be, rip those tags out and kind of put in your own business tags. Again, that's free advertising for you, and very easy to apply. If you don't have a cap press, you could do them with your shirt press, but a great way to get those shirt tags onto the shirt is I use the cap press. A great little tool to have. Over here to our right, we have really maximized our sheet space here with all different images, using the layout QGS 3. So you could print all different images there. A story I like to tell, and if you've been in one of my education classes at a trade show, I use this example over and over again. We were showing our online designer. I had a gentleman who was a screen printer, looking to get a little bit into transfers more. Take the class. We showed him the online designer, how he can maximize his sheet space and everything and gang images up. He took a liking to it, and he did his first order with us a couple years ago in August, and called me up and asked me if I'd review a sheet. He just wanted to make sure he was doing everything correctly, and he sent it to me, and it was a one-color Kelly green design. And I looked at it, and I saw some blank sheet space, so I told him to, again, maximize his sheet space. And I asked him, just kind of started, thinking about what could be Kelly green. And I'm an Irishman here from Cleveland, Ohio, and the first thing I thought was shamrocks. So I asked him, I said, hey, do you do any, St. Patrick's Day shirts ever? He said, yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, I do. I get a group that comes in, about 100, anywhere from 100 to 150 people every year. They do a fundraiser bar crawl right around St. Patrick's Day. He goes, but those are pretty easy. I usually just screen print the front of the shirt for that. I said, well, just throw some shamrocks on this sheet because you're doing Kelly green, and cut them up and save them. You never know, you might use them. So that was in August, and he called me back again in March, and he couldn't thank me enough because he said that the group had come in. It was 100 people, and he screen printed the front of the shirts, and he said, for an extra $2, I'll put a shamrock on the sleeve for you. And these were shamrocks that he had ordered back in August as a gang sheet. And do the math, folks. 100 shirts times $2 per shamrock on the sleeve is $200 extra profit that he made in that job just by taking advantage of filling that sheet up. So again, I will always tell you, maximize your sheet space. You don't want to get one of my phone calls that, if I go back into production and I see some empty sheet space, I've been known to give a customer a call and ask them why they were wasting money. And they'll not know what I'm talking about, but then I'll explain to them about how they had all that real estate on their transfer sheet that they didn't use. So again, think clip arts, holidays, anything you might be decorating, school mascots, again, shirt tags, your business name, whatever it might be. Always fill your sheet up, because even if you throw them away, you end up not using them. It's not costing you any additional money to fill that transfer sheet up. This kind of gives you an idea if you are designing in our online designer. And again, this is a pretty good use of it. And again, it's all about how creative you want to get. But there is a little bit of space in here. It might not be able to fit another night head there, maybe a smaller one. But we did a pretty good job at utilizing this. So we have, maybe two where it's the full front. It's a 2-color design. And then also we did our mascot in a couple different color combinations. So maybe it's for your home and away jersey, whatever it might be. Different color shirts. You're putting the gray on a light shirt and the white on a dark shirt. But again, this is kind of a pretty good example of utilizing all the sheet space there. So again, anything in that 11 and a quarter by 14 gray dotted line is your real estate. That's what you're paying for. So again, I know sound like a broken record, but want to make sure you're all paying attention. Maximize your sheet space. Another calculator that we have for you is Gangji Calculator. What will fit on a sheet? So this calculator, easy to find right at this this link here that'll be available for you. And what that is if you know your image again is 4x4, is per the example that we have here. You could put that in and calculate it, and right down here, it will tell you how many transfers are going to fit on that sheet. So for a 4x4 image, we could fit 6 images on the sheet in our screen printed transfers and our stretch litho transfer. Again, those are 11x14 sheets. And we'd be able to fit 8 up on our aqua transfer, which is again that 12x19 sheet. So again, always try to be accurate. This is if you're not setting up on an online designer, you need a quick reference of, okay, I'm doing this design. How many images am I going to be able to fit on the sheet? If you go in here, again, try to be precise as possible because it might change, if your size goes up or down. But if you're pretty accurate, you're going to know, okay, now I could fit 6 up per sheet. So if you're doing, you need 600, but you could fit 6 up per sheet, obviously you only need 100 sheets there. So, and then again, you would take your, do your math and just do your sheet cost divided by your image cost. So let's stick with that one color, $1.58 pricing. We're getting 6 on a sheet. So take $1.58, divide that by 6, and it adds up being to about 24 some cents per give or take per image. So that'll give you an image pricing there when you do that math, that division of the sheet cost by the amount of images that you're fitting on the sheet. So another quick reference here that we have is if you go up to the Help Center, and then you can go over here to this Gang Sheet Tips. Once you click on that, it's going to take you to this page here, and you'll click on this Gang Sheet Image Chart, and that's going to take you, this is something you could actually print out. It's kind of like a multiplication table. I remember those multiplication tables, right, from when we were in elementary school. So it tells you, this is like a quick reference. So let's say the image is, let's say 3.5 by 7. So I'm going to come over here to my 3.5 by 7. Okay, so I'm able to fit 4 images on my 11 and a quarter by 14 sheet at that size. So if you're not at the calculator, this is something you could, always have with you, hang in your store, keep in your files, so that way it's for easy quoting. You refer right to the sheet, and it's going to tell you exactly how how many images is going to fit on that transfer sheets for you. So a quick reference here, something you could print out if you get to this link, and a great little tool to store there to have with you. Okay. Anyone decorating jerseys? If you are, we have this number calculator. Again, another great tool, very easy to use, and quick references for you to quote out your costs. So this will tell you if this graphic here is if you're doing leagues, and it's a league where each participant, each player gets to pick their jersey number. Some leagues will do it where the players get to pick their numbers. Some leagues will do it where they're just going to do, if there's 20 kids on a team, it's going to be number 1 through 20, and then divvy that way. But for this example here, if you go to this calculator and the players choose the numbers, you could put in each player's number here, select the style and the color that you want it, and then once you hit calculate, and we'll get to it in a couple slides here after we show you the, if the league dictates the numbers. But if you click calculate, it's going to give you the number breakdown of how many packs you'll need to order to complete that job. So again, this is if the player is choosing their own number. And then if we go to our next slide here, again, this is consecutive numbers. So let's say you're doing, one team or 5 teams, however many teams you're doing, and then you would put with the number that's going to be starting the jerseys. In this case, it's 1, and then the ending number, which is going to be 15. So again, that's if the league is just printing jerseys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and divvying them up. This will once you hit calculate, it'll take you here. And again, same results if you were doing the where the player gets to pick their numbers, but this is where it will tell you of how many packs of each digit. If you're doing the 5 packs per digit, tell you how many packs you're going to need of each digit to complete that job. It'll tell you actually how many you're going to use of each number. Because they're packs of 5, but you might be only using 3 number 4s here, so you'll have a couple 4s left over. And it'll tell you how many extra you're going to have. So you'll have 2 leftover 4s if you're doing the packs per 5. If you're doing our express pack, it'll again give you the math of what you'll need to order, how many you'll use, how many you'll have left over. And if you're doing a kit, again, this is the kit is 315 digits, and it will number 15 teams 1 to 15. So if you're getting a big league job and they're doing the consecutive numbers where the player doesn't get to pick their numbers, they're just doing 1 to 15, you might want to look into the number kit. And again, numbers are good to save, good to have, used for jobs further down the line. So keep that in mind. Also, it'll give you your pricing down here too. It'll give you your advantage pricing down here. Again, how many packs you'll have to order, that's 13. Gives you your cost here. And again, if you were doing the express packs or number kits, it'll tell you what your most cost effective option is. And then, folks, after you do all your math, you've done all your calculating, you've done all your job, you just kind of watch those profits roll in. Again, I'll go back to my example of the one color, $1.58, rounded it up to $2 for shipping, $3 for the shirt, $1 for labor, pressing time, and then times that times 12. So you're making $6 if you're doing, 100 shirts. It's a pretty good profit margin there. And again, if you're maximizing your sheet space, even if we're hoping you're using the transfers and greatly appreciate you using the transfers, but even if you're an embroiderer or a screen printer and you're doing a design, for somebody, just think of how you can upsell your customer about maybe putting one of them, screen printed shamrocks on a shirt like my customer did when I set them up. Again, think schools, anything that you could upsell your customer on and add to that shirt design where it's not costing you any more money is just extra profit for you. So that'll wrap things up here today. Again, we greatly appreciate you joining us. If you do have questions, we are here to help you grow your business. You can always email us at info@transferexpress.com. Read and subscribe to our blog. Great information on there. Pricing tips, kind of everything we just went over there. Watch our videos and previous webinars at that link there. Visit our website. Visit us at trade shows. We are done for the 2018 year, but our 2019 is right around the corner. We got 3 shows in January and 3 shows in February. So check our website to see if we're going to be coming to an area near you. And you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us at social media. Our customer service team is always here to help you at the 800 number here, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you're still old school like me, you could even fax us still. Get a fax over to us, and we'll make sure that we get you all the information that you need. We do have another webinar next month. It's going to be December 13th. Excuse me. Going to be December 13th, same place, same time. It's going to be all about numbering, all about numbers. So we're going to talk about numbering jerseys. Again, we just showed you how to calculate, get your number cost, and tell you a little bit more about that in the next webinar, as well as some other great information about numbering. So again, we greatly appreciate you joining us here today. Stay in touch. We greatly appreciate your business, and we will see you next month. Have a happy Thanksgiving to all of you and your families. and I greatly appreciate you joining me here again today.